So yesterday I was discussing about population density in my last video. So here I will come to the next slide after this. So as you can see, this is the chart which shows you the population density highest and lowest. Okay, as a whole, India's average population density is 325 persons per square kilometer. Okay, then these are the various lowest and highest states based on population density. So first is the state with highest population density. It is West Bengal, and its density is 903 persons per square kilometer. Then the state with lowest population density is Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and its density is 13% per square kilometer. Then Union Territory with highest population density is Delhi, and its population density is 9,340 person per square kilometer. So you can see that such a huge population it has. Okay, population density. Then UT with lowest population density is Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and it has only 43% per square kilometer. Then district with highest population density, Northeast Delhi. Remember district. So you can see the number, such a huge number it has. 29,468 person per square kilometer. Then district with lowest population density is Lahul and Spiti. These two places, these two districts are in Himachal Pradesh, and it has only 2 person per square kilometer. So as you remember, based on the different factors which affect the population distribution, so here we have this variation. Okay, and remember, what is population density? I think all of you remember, it is the number of person living in per square kilometer. So these is the table which you have to refer for your map works. Now next, physiological density. So when we say density, there are two types of density. One is physiological density, another is agricultural density. So physiological density is what? It is the total number of population living in per net cultivated area. Okay, that means suppose it is a we calculate only the cultivated area, not the uncultivated area. Okay, physiological density, it is the total number of population, okay, living in the total net cultivated or net cultivated area. Now if you see this map, it will be clear to you. Okay, we will refer to India. This is the world map, but we will be referring India map here. So here you can see that uh, our density, average physiological density in India is 500 to 999 person per square kilometer. Okay, now next comes agricultural density. Remember, what was physiological density? It is the total population, but here it is total agricultural population, not the total population, but only the total agricultural population divided by total cultivable area. Now, this is the map for agricultural density. So, in India, our agricultural density is 100 and above, obviously, because India is an agrarian country. In each density, we have more than 100% per square kilometer. Okay, more, because more than 70% in India, they are reliable, okay, or they depend on agriculture. Okay, so that is why the density is so high. So this was all about physiological and agricultural density. Now next is the population growth. When we say population growth, it refers the change between change of the number of population from one point of time to another point of time. Okay, generally like we also give it like this, birth minus that. Okay, so population growth, actually how we determine, there are many factors how it can be determined. Basically it is determined through three particular components. First one is the birth rate. Okay, then second we have the death rate. Clear? And then we have migration. Okay, you already know that these three are the demography. Okay, demographic quantities. Okay, but we will be discussing birth rates, death rates, and migration more clearly in the world chapter, because here we are reading about this birth rates, death rates, migration, just as a term, but it will be discussed, practically, and it will be discussed elaborately in your world chapter. So this is population growth. Next comes the population growth through different phases of, various phases were there, and from there we'll be discussing the how the our population growth has been changing. So these are the four phases, as you can see: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Phase 1 was from 1901 to 1921. These phases are referred to as phase 1. And here, uh, that the population was very stagnant. Okay, there was no kind of much changes in the population growth. Everything was stagnant, so it is referred to as stationary phase growth also. And here the growth rate was very very low, and sometimes it even fall to negativity. Okay, and because there were high birth rates and high death rate, so definitely the growth was very very less. Then, and obviously, what can be the obvious reason? Because medical facilities were not very good. Okay, then there were no kind of development, in health, in sanitization. Okay, so these are the reason, okay, why. And also early marriages. Okay, then other components like wars and all. So this was very common during this era, and that is why the growth rate was very very low. Now the second phase, it's from 1921 to 1951. This is the known as the steady growth rate of population. There was low mortality again because medical facilities did not develop yet. Growth rate was high, and in this era only the great economic depression took place. Okay, in 1920s, and world war II also was there. And their consequences, we have studied in history that the consequences were of great impact to the lives of the different in the lives of the different parts of the world. So definitely